Hello viewers, today I want us to consider subtraction of fractions with equal denominator, and I have two examples to explain the topic. So solution, let me start with example 1, which is A. The question asks us to subtract 3/8 from 5/8. Whenever we are doing subtraction or addition of fraction with equal denominator, if we look at the two fractions, they have the same denominator. The denominator is the down part of a fraction, while the numerator is the upper part of a fraction. So their down part is having 8 and 8. Whenever you have fraction whose down side are equal, the fraction can be solved by taking one of the denominator. In this case it is 8. You take 8, then what you do to the numerator, since it is subtraction that is in between them, you are going to write 5 minus 3 as it is. So when you do that, 5 minus 3, that is 2/8, and this is a fraction that can be reduced to its lowest term, because the numerator, which is 2, and the denominator, which is 8, has a common factor. The common factor, by common factor we mean what we divide 2 and 8. So, and that number is 2. So if we divide 2 by 2, we have 1. Then if we divide 8 by 2, we are having 4. And that is the answer for A. Now let's consider B. B, we are having 3 whole number 5/6 minus 1 whole number 1/6. So how do we approach if you look at this problem, we're having two mixed fractions. The first one, we call it mixed number. The first number is 3 whole number 5/6. It's having whole number and fractional part. The second one has whole number, which is 1, and also fractional part 1/6. So how do we resolve this? We have two methods we can use. The first method 1. In the first method, we are going to return the mixed fraction back to its original improper fraction. The mixed fraction always result whenever we have improper fraction. That is when we have mixed fraction. So we are returning it back for easy simplification. So how do we do that? You multiply the whole number by the denominator and you add the numerator. So let's do that. So that will be 3 times 6, 18. 3 times 6, 18, then plus 5. 18 plus 5, that is 23/6. Then minus 1 times 6, that is 6 plus 1. That will give us 7/6. So now we have improper fractions. But the denominator are still the same. So when the denominator are the same, we do the same thing that we did for equation for the first example. So, and what is that? When the denominator are the same, you pick 1 to represent both. Then you write 23. Then since we have minus between them, minus 7. So that will give us 23 minus 7. That will give us 16/6. 6. 16 over 6. We can reduce this to its lowest term. First, there is a number that we divide 16 and 6, and that number is 2. So 16 divided by 2, we are having 8, and 6 divided by 2, we are having 3. So we come to have 8 over 3, and 8 over 3 is also known as improper fraction. Remember, I told you that it is improper for a child that is aged to carry a child that is younger. We see this 8 as a child that is 8 years old carrying a child with 4 years old, with 3 years old. That is improper. So for us to resolve this issue, we are looking for a number that is less than 3 that this 3 will carry. And how do we get that? We ask ourselves, how many 3 can we get in 6? And in 8, how many 3 can we get in 8? We can get 2. We can get 2. So when we do that, what it will be the remainder if you remove 3 in 2 places from 8? 3 in 2 places means 3 times 2, which is 6. So if you remove it from 8, then what will be left is 2. You are having 2 over 3 as the answer. You can see that now the number that the denominator is carrying is less than the denominator, which is proper. So this is the answer by the first method. Now let's go to the second method, method 2. Method 2. In method 2, what we are going to do in method 2 is, what we are going to do, let me write the question. That is not the question. What we are going to do in method 2 is it will be different from what we did in method 1. And you know, in method 1, what we did was to change the mixed fraction into improper fraction, but we are not going to do that in second method. So what we are going to do in the second method, or method 2, is to collect like time, because each of the number is made up of fraction and whole number. So we are going to collect the whole number together because they are alike. We collect the fraction together because they are alike. So let's do that. So the first whole number is 3. Because there is minus in between the two fractions, you put minus 1. And whenever you do that, either for addition or subtraction, when you collect the whole number together, you follow immediately with plus. You follow what? Immediately with plus before you collect the fraction. So you have 5 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So we go further. So now 3 minus 1, that is 2. Then you put your plus. Since this fraction have the same denominator, you choose 1 for both of them. So you do the same thing. You just take the 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. After you have taken the common denominator, you just take the numerator the way it is. Remember, you can only do this when the denominator are the same. Do not try this approach when the denominator is different. If you do that, you will get wrong answer. I'm going to teach us what we do in the next class when we have different denominator. But for now, we are having the same denominator. You pick one and do what? Collect the numerator as it is with the operator, either plus and minus in between the numerator, which is this. So now let's go ahead. We now have 2 plus, now 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1. That will give us 4 over 6 Then look at this fractional part. Is giving us a fraction that can be reduced to its lowest time. So let's reduce it to its lowest time. So 2 is a factor of 4. 2 is also a factor of 6. So we divide numerator and denominator by 2. So 4 divided by 2, we have 2. 6 divided by 2, we have 3. Then the next thing we will do is to remove the plus. So we now have 2 whole number 2 over 3, which is the same thing as in the first method. So I believe we have learned another thing in this lesson. Please help us to like and subscribe as we move forward in our classes. Thank you.